This conference will
Yeah,
now be recorded.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, this is a damaged stock or a good stock? The extra 50 stock which
Good
customer
stock.
is
Good
going
stock.
to take. It's a good stock, right? You can take it and again you can sell it to some other customer. That means that stock should come and add into unrestricted stock. Okay, that stock should come and add into the unrestricted stock. So that's what with the moment type 653 is happening. That is, you see, stock is coming and adding into unrestricted stock, and there is an accounting entry document that is inventory account debit to COGS credit, right? Then next, returns quality inspection. That means customer complaint saying that that it's a damage. Now you want to check what level of damage happened. So how do you do? DN 656, 656. Sorry, not 655. Quality inspection stock. If you tag any stock with 655, that will go and sit under quality inspection. You see here, that stock will go under sit under quality inspection stock, right? So that is with the 655. And if customer is saying that is you taken the return stock but it is expired, then you should not sell it to anyone, right? If it is expired, then that should go to the GR blocked stock, right? You are not able to sell the stock again to the customer, they are scrap.
Praveen, just to clear myself once again, all these things will be done through MyGo or MB1C.
MyGo. The
Okay.
postings will be done with MyGo and it will get updated in the MMBE. Okay. So I'll be also sending you one document of every moment type. This is only for reference. Don't try to mug up or read this. Just for your reference, keep this document. It has every moment type. And see, the important thing in the interview is they don't ask question from SD moment type. They'll ask questions saying that, can you tell some moment types from MM? This is the many times in the interview they ask this question. Can you tell some moment types from MM? Right. So moment type is such a important topic. Minimum 2 questions you'll be facing. So what is moment type and what are the controls? Everything we have it here. Every moment type is explained with an example. Just go through that, but don't try to mug up this document. Then next is consignments. So yesterday we just stopped in between discussing about the consignments, right? So you know the process now of consignments, right? So now I'll take you through the controls now. Consignments, as I mentioned, it's very important. If they ask a question in the consignment, that can be related to schedule lines, they may ask. One shot, two birds. They're touching consignment concept, they are touching the schedule line concept, both. So it's very important for schedule line consignments. So first process of consignment is the consignment fill up. What is the item category for consignment fill up? Anyone? KBM. What is the schedule line? E1. What is the moment type? 632. Right? This is the moment type. So what is the effect of this 632? That is, stock should be debited from unrestricted stock and go and sit under the consignment stock. That is dealer location. In the dealer location, what are the stock we are dumping? We are calling it as consignment stock. But technically, where you can see that in the system, again in the same, in the MMB, that means stock will come out of this unrestricted stock and stock will be added here. Consignment order. Stock will be added here. Right, and there is no moment type generated here because we are not giving any ownership. We are only dumping the stock. We are not giving any ownership, so there is no accounting entry document generated. The second process of this is the first process. The second process of consignment is consignment issue. What is the item category? KEN. What is the schedule line? C1. What is the moment type? 633. And in the KEN, we have a special stock indicator W. So what is the effect? It will control that whenever you are delivering a, okay, let's say that some end user, end customer is interested to buy this particular car. So at any time, if you want to deliver a material in the consignment order, you should deliver the stock only from consignment stock. Why? Because we already dumped the stock from unrestricted stock to consignment stock. So a system should not consider this, right? So that is the effect, right? What is the effect of the W and 633? It will control that the stock should be delivered only from consignment location, and there will be an accounting entry document generated, that is stock outward movement. Just a moment. Okay, it's a standard COGS account debit to inventory credit. Okay, later, let's say there is some issue with the product and customer want to return and company also accepted. Then we do the third process called as consignment returns. What is the item category? KRN, W, special stock indicator, and E1, C1, D0 is the schedule line, and 634. 634 is exactly reverse of 633. What's happening here? The stock should go back and add to the consignment stock, and there will be an accounting entry document generated, that is inventory accounting document debit to COGS credit. Whatever it is here, exactly this is the reverse. Let's say company has delivered 100 cars to the dealer, but it's been 6 months. Dealer could sell only 10 cars. That is still 90 is with him, and he don't want to continue this consignment. He want to come out, and he's telling company, you take your stock back. So when he's telling you take your stock back, then we do the last process called as consignment pickup. Okay, consignment pickup. So what is consignment pickup? The item category is KAN, schedule line is F1, E1, C1, D0, F1, and this is 631. 631 is exactly reverse of 632. The stock will come back and add to the unrestricted stock. There will not be any accounting entry document generated because we have not given any ownership earlier, and now we are not taking anything back, right? This is consignment process. The next is STO process, stock transfer order. Again, this is very important. In the interviews, again, if they ask a question from STO, that can be also from schedule lines. Such an important concepts there. Stock transport order. What is this STO? I'll just take you through the concept. See, STO concept is delivering the stock. That means the stock movement between the company itself. There is no end customer. There is no customer in STO. It is just a stock movement between our plants or depot. We don't have any end customer here. So this is receiving plant, this is supplying plant. Both belongs to same company code. And this is purely process. 99% STO process is a process. But who configures in real time? That's a question. Many interviews they ask this question: who configured STO in your project? As I mentioned, it is a 99% but still SD will do it in the real time. That's the reason this is very, very, very important. SD will configure STO in the real time, even though it belongs to In the SPRO also, you don't go to SD, you go to and you do this. Only 1% is SD process, 99 is So that's the reason you see it's a purchase order. If it is an SD, it should be sales order, right? But it's an so purchase order. So what is this particular process STO? That is, let's say this is Mumbai plant and this is Hyderabad plant. In Hyderabad, both belong to same company, let's say Galaxy Pharma. So receiving plant, they need some stock, or else we can take this as a depot. Hyderabad is a depot. So we have depot sales. So from plant to depot, you need to deliver the stock, and from depot, you will be selling it, right? So receiving plant, which is Hyderabad depot, raised a purchase order to Mumbai plant. Then Mumbai plant will do a delivery with reference to purchase order. The T code is VL10D or 10B. Okay. We do delivery with reference to purchase order. At this stage, the stock here in the receiving plant will show as stock in transit. Stock in transit. But when the stock will become actual stock in the receiving plant? Only when we do MIGO. When we do MIGO, then only the stock will become actual stock. Until then, this will be showing as stock in transit. Okay. And one very other important thing is, if you notice here, if you see this particular screen, there are two things: step 1, step 2. You see, in the moment type, you have step 1, so this is step 2, this is step 1, this is step 1, this is step 2. If I say by default, always it is step 2 for STO process. STO, we have two processes, step 1, step 2. If someone is talking about STO, that means it is always a step 2 process until unless mentioned as step 1. Okay, this is 641 and this is 647. Only for STO it will be maintained. Let me go back and log in and show you. STO, it is NL. Okay. You see 641, 647. Only for STO it will be maintained. Two moment types. And as I mentioned, by default, always it will be a two-step process. Always it is a two-step process until unless mentioned as one step. Okay. So in the two-step process, what's happening? Once we do a delivery with reference to the PO, the stock at the receiving plant is showing the stock in transit. But when that stock in transit will become actual stock when we do MyGo, right? So that we are having two steps here, right? That is 641. One step means receiving plant raise a purchase order and you do a delivery out of, even though that stock has not received here, you don't need to MyGo. The stock by default here will show as actual stock. This is 647. One very important, and this is confusing because if I suddenly ask you a question, what is the moment type for STO one step process? Anyone? I have seen in many times people answer 641. Remember, one step will never have one. Okay, one step will never have one. That's the reason they ask this question very frequently in the interview. It's like a tricky question. What is the moment type for one step? 641. No, one step will never have one. Just remember that. Okay, and 641 is for two step and 647 is for one step. Right? And STO return STO returns the moment types, because anyway this we are going to discuss as a business process. Later we can discuss. So returns, it is 671, it is NR. 671, 677. Intercompany STO, it is NC 643, 645. Intercompany STO returns, it is NS 673, 75. So these are the moment types which you should be knowing in the schedule line, right? So we'll stop it here and we'll continue this tomorrow, and we'll also continue delivery. Most probably tomorrow we'll finish all the document types, that is delivery, billing, and tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is 27, right? Yeah, maybe on 28th or 29th we'll start with the pricing concept. Okay, pricing will take not less than a week, minimum 7 classes. Okay, yeah. So any question for today?
Sir, day before yesterday, I was just making customers. So before, I mean, during my first working on the server, I created certain customers and I wanted to delete them, but I'm unable to delete it. In a document, it is mentioned XD07, delete a flag. It is
Hmm.
for delete flag. So can we exactly delete the customer from our number range, or is it not possible?
See, we don't delete any customer because that will be having an inconsistency. Because see, if you have a customer in 2015 with whom you have done 6 months business, but since 2015 he is not doing business, there is no purpose of maintaining that customer. You want to delete it. You deleted
Yes.
it, but you take an aging report of 10 years.
Yeah.
Will your reports be correct?
No.
No, right? Because you are missing some customers transaction. So usually we don't delete any customer. We archive them or put a deletion flag. Okay.
Okay.
In the ECC we call it as delete, but in the S4HANA there is no word called as delete, only archiving.
Okay. And sir, after making a customer, there is a dialog box is coming that when I'm doing anything in XG02, whenever I try to change something. So there is a dialog box saying that the customer, particular customer, like suppose 50053, is not being confirmed yet. Something like this, a dialog box is coming.
Can you
Although,
tell me the exact message? It's what is the
sir,
exact message?
I can share it in via email if you want.
Text me on WhatsApp. I'll update you.
Okay, sure.
Right? So we'll call it a day today and continue tomorrow. Maybe for the document types, tomorrow would be the last class. So immediately we'll start pricing. And once we
Praveen,
start, very much occupied.
Praveen,
So
today's video is
yeah,
quite disturbed actually. So how will we continue with this again? You
I'll
have
upload
other
if you wish.
recording.
I can give a video from previous batch for this. Okay. I'll upload this batch video along with this from other batch. I'll upload this concept. Okay.
That will be helpful. Okay, Praveen. Thank you.
Okay. So see you all and catch up tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you.